Good morning, everyone. This is Morale, Welfare, and Recreation, Veterans Connections. And we're so pleased that you all have chosen to spend some time with us today. We think that you'll find the presentations that are going to be offered to you particularly informative. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our welcome. So to all the veterans that are joining us today, thank you for your service. Whether you're currently serving in the military or you served in the past, we appreciate your service and dedication, and we're pleased that you joined us for this event to learn more about some important services available to veterans. The service agencies that will be presenting are local, state, and federal service agencies. If your specific county or area is not represented today, please contact us and we will assist you in locating your servicing agency. Before we begin the presentations, we'd like to acknowledge our sponsors who made the tokens of appreciation for this event possible. Thank you to Tammy Gordon with Keller Williams Realty of Greater Columbus, RS Tax and Accounting Services, First Command Financial Services, Park University, Retirement Strategies, Golowin Legal, and the Girl Scouts of Ohio's Heartland. No federal endorsement of these sponsors is intended. A few notes before we get started. Thank you to all of our presenters for attending today and providing important information to our community. Today we're going to hear from the Franklin County Recorder's Office, Veterans Affairs, Ohio Survivor Outreach Services, the American Red Cross, Franklin County Veterans Service Commission, Office of the Ohio Attorney General, and the DSCC Police. This presentation is being recorded and it will be available at a later date. If you need to go back and you need to consult or just review any of those presentations that we've had. For this presentation, all participants are muted. Only the presenters will be able to speak during the event. If you have any questions, there is a live chat feature that allows you to ask questions of the presenters during their presentations. The presenters will respond to your questions at the end of their formal presentation. Additionally, if you submitted a question in advance that is not answered during the presentation, your question will be answered at the end of the appropriate presentation. This event is being broadcast with real-time captioning. Let me remind everyone that as you look to stay informed on what's going on in our community, I always like to refer everyone to the MWR webpage. That allows you to know what's coming up, what programs we have, and during this particular operating time, it also lets you know what facilities are operating in it, what their status is. For our presentation today, we're going to be speaking with a number of different agencies in our area. Our schedule of events will be Franklin County Recorder's Office, Veterans Affairs, Ohio Survivor Outreach Services, American Red Cross, Franklin County Veterans Service Commission, the Office of Ohio Attorney General, and then bringing up in the last position for the day will be the Defense Supply Center Columbus Police. Our first presentation is from Franklin County Recorder's Office, and our presenter is Hannah Detweiler. Hannah is the Community Outreach Coordinator for the Franklin County Recorder's Office, and she helps promote the services of the Recorder's Office and builds relationships with local nonprofits and social service agencies to help the residents of Franklin County. Originally, the Recorder's Office was set up to store and record all the land records for the county. And while this was an important feature, that role has expanded. And today the office acts more like a Google Drive for digital copies of property, real estate, and various other legal records. One of the legal documents the office records is a service member's DD 214. Welcome, Hannah.
Thank you so much, Michelle. I'm excited to be here. So hello, once again, my name is Hannah Detweiler. I am the Community Outreach Coordinator, like Michelle said, for the Franklin County Recorder's Office. If you've bought a house in Franklin County, your real estate documents have been recorded through our office. So that's how most people know of us. We're not super glamorous. We're not in the news that often, which is good. That means everything's going smoothly at our office and we're working as we should be. One of the other documents that's not related to real estate that we do record is a service member's DD 214 form. This form is recorded at our office free of charge. Unlike some of our other documents that you record at our office, there's a recording fee set by the Ohio Revised Code. But for veterans DD 214 forms, you can record them at our office free of charge. And what that process looks like is you bring your original DD 214 to our office, and we will scan the original copy and create a digital record of it. And that digital record will be assigned an instrument number that is unique to that document, and then it will be stored in our online database. All of our records are searchable online through our public search engine, and that's why it's important for them to be indexed. But the veterans DD 214, all the information on it will be shielded from the public, but it will show that your DD 214 is recorded with our office. It's important, or at least a really good idea, to record your DD 214 with us for safekeeping. It will be safely stored within our digital hard drive in our database, and you can request certified copies of your DD 214. So if you are seeking treatment at a VA medical facility and do not have your DD 214 on you, we are able to send a certified copy to that medical facility. The same is true for if a family member needs to get a hold of this record for you. We're a very accessible office for them to reach out to, and we can send that certified copy to them. This happens often when veterans pass away and family members are planning funerals and need proof of service for the military rights. They can contact our office and we will send a certified copy over to help facilitate that process. The really cool thing that comes with recording your DD 214 with our office is that you will get a veteran's ID card, which you can see on the screen. It's a valid form of photo identification in Ohio. It's a wallet-sized card, and it acts as a proof of service that you can show at retail establishments to show that you are eligible for a veteran's discount, or it can act as a proof of service for various benefits. On the card, it lists your dates of service and the unique instrument number that is assigned to the document that's stored with us. And this card expires every 10 years. So you can come back and just renew it. That way we can make sure the address is updated and your photo is updated. But all of this is free of charge, and you can record your DD 214, get the photo ID all on the same day when you stop by our office. We're at 373 South High Street in downtown Columbus on the 18th floor. We're open from 8 to 4 Monday through Friday, but we also try to get out in the community and do offsite events as well, where you are able to record your DD 214 with us and get the veteran ID card. We have one coming up. Recruit Military is hosting a job fair for veterans, and we will be having a booth there where we will be providing veteran ID cards. So that's basically what I have for our office this is a really cool service. We're really happy to do it, and we're happy to do it free of charge and help better serve the veterans in our community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hannah. I do have a couple of questions for you that have come through.
For sure.
One of the questions was, what does the cost of getting a certified copy, what does that cost? If a family member or service member needed to get that certified copy?
It should be free. I will have to go check, but because it's related to veteran services, we try to keep all of those services free of charge because we want to thank you guys for your service.
And then I have another question that's related to that one as well. If I'm a family member and I'm trying to obtain a copy of a DD-214, what do I need to do that? What kind of proof do I need? Because that's such sensitive information. What would I need to present to you to receive a copy of that DD-214?
We would like it if you showed photo identification, if you had the veteran ID card for the veteran that you were seeking that information for, if you could provide us with that instrument number, because it is unique and it is on the card, that would help as well. But photo identification and the instrument number if possible, but that would be sufficient in most cases.
Okay, perfect. And then I have two more questions for you. Are the ID cards available from other recorders' office? Is this done in Delaware and all of the surrounding counties?
So it's not done in every county. I don't think. There are other county recorders' offices that do provide them. We are able to accept DD-214s from people who live outside of Franklin County, just because not every county recorder's office is set up for this. We are one of the largest, if not the largest, recording office or county recorder's office in the state. So we are able to have the technology to create these cards and distribute them. But I don't think that's the case with every county in Ohio. So if there is one in a county that's closer to a veteran, we can help direct them that way.
Okay, so if I'm an employee that works on DSCC, even though I'm not a resident of Franklin County, I could come to you all and get a ID card as well as have my DD-214 recorded?
Yes, and if there is a county recorder that's closer to where you live that does provide those services, we would refer you that way, but we are pretty open to recording other people's DD-214s too, because it is such an important service.
Perfect. And then I have the next question, which is one that you and I will share the responsibility for, which is a question about when the next DSCC ID card event will be for the Franklin County Recorder's Office. And we are currently looking at having that event in March. And for those of you that are not familiar with that, we have been very lucky over the last number of years to have Franklin County Recorder's Office come out to DSCC and provide an outreach program to our associates. You can receive a veteran's ID card during that event. We typically schedule those all day on the day that we're going to be issuing ID cards. So we will put out more information on that, but if you're interested in getting a veteran's ID card through Franklin County Recorder's Office, look for that information for the month of March. And again, I'll refer you back to that DSCC MWR webpage so that you can keep abreast of everything that's going on with this. So I do have one more question for you, and this is one that would typically be shared between you and VA, but I think that it is one, Hannah, that you can take care of. How different is this card compared to the card you get from the VA Medical Center?
So this card is mostly just a proof of service. So from your VA card, that is something that is officially from the VA. This is more of a supplemental card to that can be used most often we recommend it being used when you go into a retail establishment to gain discount on something, or at a restaurant to get a discount for something. Your VA card, I would say, trumps this card. If you this is more of a local state of Ohio distributed card. So it's valid in Ohio, but it might not be valid out of state for a proof of service.
And I will check with the chat to see if that answered the question. And it looks like it did. Perfect. There we go. Okay, Hannah, I think that you got a large number of questions, which I knew was going to happen. Again, we appreciate the fact that you all partner with us and that we can provide the Veterans ID cards on installation. So we'll be looking forward to welcoming you again to the installation in March. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
So moving along, thank you again, Hannah. We're going to go to our next presenter. The next presenter we have is the Veterans Affairs, and that will be Mr. Jeff Springer. He's the Outreach Program Coordinator for the Columbus VA, and he believes that all veterans should enroll in VA services. So I'll let him talk to you about all of that. He is an Army veteran with 20 years of administrative and management experience, whose goal is to enhance the program while staying in scope with the agency missions. He's been with VA for 7 years and comes to us from our next door neighbor at the VA, which is right adjacent to DSCC. So welcome, Jeff.
Hello, thanks for having me.
We're glad you could come.
Yes, I'm definitely glad to be here. Again, my name is Jeffrey Springer. I'm the Outreach Program Coordinator for VA Central Ohio Healthcare. I just want to go over just the brief learning objectives that I have. We're going to do a brief overview of services and highlight the service we have, whole health, and go over eligibility and basic requirements on how to apply. The Department of Veteran Affairs basically has 3 pillars. Is VA Benefits Administration, and that is pretty much anything regarding your benefits. VHA is where I'm at, and we provide the actual healthcare solutions. Then you have National Cemetery Administration to provide burial benefits and services. The VA services are not limited to what's listed. Mental health, we provide that. We provide long-term care and programs. We provide pharmacy, chaplain support, caregiver support, housing support, women's health, geriatric, preventive care, primary care, specialty care, substance abuse and weight loss management, and also some veterans may qualify for dental care.
Jeffrey, just want to double check with you and let you know that there might be just a little bit of a glitch with the presentation. If you would like to try and share that again and we can get caught up.
The VHA service slide.
Correct.
It's currently being shared. Let's try this again.
Well, as we know from yesterday, sometimes technology doesn't keep up with us. So Perhaps if you should. Okay. Perfect.
How about now? You see the services?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So I'm highlighting whole health today. And I have a short video to show you guys about veterans, actually helping veterans and our staff as well. And this is highlighting the pathway to whole health. And I'll meet you guys on the other side of this. Was there a glitch?
It didn't seem that we received the audio on that. We were looking to see if that was perhaps. We will be adding that. We will add a link to the audio or the video presentation in your final recording.
Okay, so still no audio?
That's correct, sir.
Okay, we could skip through that. Okay, what is whole health? Whole health is an approach to healthcare that equips and empowers veterans to take charge of their health and well-being and live their lives to the fullest. The Department of Veteran Affairs fiscal year 2018 to 2024 strategic plan briefly states, whole health, VA will provide personalized, proactive, patient-driven healthcare to empower, equip, and encourage veterans to take charge of their health and well-being and to adapt healthy living practices that deter or defer preventable health conditions. Whole health is personalized, it's proactive, it's patient-driven, patient-centered care, and it moves from what's the matter with you to what matters to you. And it's just a focus on the whole person, including one's values, ideals, and not just their disease or condition. VA has a number of different services, not only your typical hospital services. Being eligible and being enrolled is important, and it starts with enrollment. Basic eligibility requirements I have here listed. If you're enlisted after September 7th, 1980, or entering active duty after October 16, 1981, you must have served 24 consecutive months or the full period for which you were called to active duty. This minimum duty requirement may not apply if any of the following is true. If you were discharged for disability that was caused or made worse by your active duty, or were discharged for hardship or early out, or served prior to September 7th, 1980. Now, if you're current or former member of the Reserves or National Guard, you must have been called to active duty by a federal order and completed the full period for which you were called or ordered to active duty. Now, with all this said, as stated before, I think all veterans should enroll, and I'm gonna tell you why, or at least try to enroll. I encourage every veteran to enroll. We never know how these legislations may change. So I want all my veterans that are eligible, and even the ones that aren't, to at least get in the system. We never know how things may change. All these dates and requirements may change, who knows? So it's better to be at least implemented, whether you're denied or not. So maybe, hopefully, things may change and you may go back if you're not eligible. To apply is fairly simple. You fill out a form called the 1010 EZ. We actually have a number where you can call to get assistance if you're having trouble. There is an online link. I actually have it in my references where you can just fill it out online. And there's also it's also in Spanish. We have it in Spanish to fill out also online. You may mail it to the HEC Center. That's also within that link that is in Atlanta. And you may apply in person at your local VA center or clinic. Also, I can't deny any veteran from mailing it to the clinic. If it gets mailed to the VA Medical Center or the clinic, we are obligated to open it, and you will get a call, and we will try to get you enrolled. And that's briefly what I have. Here's some of my information. Provided the enrollment eligibility number. I can be reached there also, but our staff is just great. They can answer any questions or direct you anywhere you need to go. And I like to reiterate, we've talked about the VA ID card. You will talk to them about that as well. It's actually located right behind their desk to get that VA ID card that may allow you to get on base and also proof of your service. So yeah, that's all I have. Any additional questions and questions that are more personal to you, I please encourage you to call us directly to get those answered.
So Jeffrey, we have two questions for you at this point. The
Okay.
first one is, what if you are a reserve or guard member and are rated at 0%? That should qualify, correct?
If you're rated, if you have any disability rating, even if it's rated at 0, as long as you either showed active duty or injured on those orders, you are eligible to get VA care.
Okay, so just to make sure for those people that are listening, the rating is different than the disability level, correct?
Correct.
So you would still be eligible to register with Veterans Affairs, correct?
Yes, you're eligible. You are eligible to register. There are some tricky situations dealing with some National Guard and reserves as far as their orders and things like that. And we will work with you to at least find those answers for you to try to see if we can, whether it's retrieving paperwork that wasn't retrieved, we will help you get there.
Perfect. So I have another question for you, Jeffrey, which is if you have a service connection disability, but we're told that you make too much to be enrolled at the VA, except for that one disability, can you try again? This particular person has insurance, but would like to be seen at the VA for everything, not just one thing.
If you have a service-connected disability and VBA has gave you your rating, you can go to the VA hospital. If someone is totally different, you need to contact us.
So please, just to remind everyone, these slides and the presentation will be available on the DSCC MWR webpage. You can go back and consult with those. And if you have specific personal questions that you want to get an opinion from Jeffrey on, and he can assist you with guiding you to a particular point of entry in VA, I would recommend that you give him a call. Okay, that, as I said, that information will be available on the webpage and in the presentations. So I see one more question that was posted, a local My Health Vet POC that they can reach out to. Jeffrey, would the recommendation be that this particular person reach out to you and you can give them some guidance?
Yes, yes, definitely.
Okay.
They can surely reach out to me.
Okay. Perfect. Then again, thank you so very much for joining us, and a wealth of information. We appreciate so much your time.
Thank you.
Our next presentation will be by the Ohio Survivor Outreach Services team, and that will be Ms. Brittany McCall and Michelle White. Both of them have extensive connections to the military and have been serving our community to reach out to survivors of military members that have died either in a service connected situation or once they have finished serving. So thank you very much for joining us, Brittany and Michelle. I'll let you go ahead and introduce your program.
Hi, thank you so much for allowing us the opportunity to speak today. My name is Michelle White, and I am joined with my colleague, Brittany McCall. And to tell you a little bit about Survivor Outreach Services, we are part of the Army Casualty Continuum of Care, and it is designed to provide long-term support to surviving families of fallen service members, regardless of cause of death or manner of death. We work closely with the casualty assistance officers to serve the families of the fallen service members. So as Michelle had stated, I am a Survivor Outreach Services Coordinator, as is Brittany McCall. Those are our official titles. And we provide a plethora of resources and guidance to families. So oftentimes when there is a death that occurs, there are questions about benefits, grief resources, and we are there to provide and guide the family through that. We also provide milestone management, educational resources, financial information. And then lastly, one of the things we do is we honor and remember the service member. So we often do events in the Columbus and Franklin County area and all throughout the state of Ohio. We are also there to serve the families for as long as they would like. So we are the long-term case managers, and we are the liaison between the Army and the survivor for as long as the surviving family wants or needs support. There are a total of 7 Survivor Outreach Services coordinators in Ohio, and we do cover all 88 counties. This is our contact information. And as I stated earlier, we do, Brittany covers down on Franklin County and some of the events that occur there, but we have events in all the counties in Ohio and serve over 2,500 families throughout the state. We are one of the larger states to serve so many families, but we are a very strong military state. That's a little bit about our program and a little bit about the work that we do. Are there any questions?
I do have several questions for you, Michelle and Brittany. So one of the questions that I received was just a little bit more information on who is served by the program. Does it matter when a military member was deceased, or how long a spouse has been alone? What are some of those different guiding principles for services with you all?
We will not turn away any branch of service or any surviving family member. We will assist the families regardless of how long it has been. We do have, just as an example, we have a few individual surviving family members from World War II. We have several from Vietnam era. We have a few from Korea. So length of time from when the service member has passed to us serving them does not matter. We will serve the family.
And I have a question for clarification. So the person doesn't have to be a retired family member. It can be any veteran's family can reach out and contact you.
Generally, we will serve any family if it is a veteran family that is not in the line of duty. We don't have a problem. We can connect them with the resources that are local for that family.
And then one of the things that I would just go back and reiterate, this is a service that's available. And sometimes when you first hear about survivor outreach services, you're not sure whether that would be something that's applicable to your life or to your community of care that you reside in. This information is always posted on the DSCC MWR webpage. And so I would just recommend that if you're joining us today, that you please become aware of this program and that you know how to reach out to Brittany and Michelle if you need anything.
Hey, Michelle.
So thank you again, both of you, and I appreciate your coming today and sharing your information.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to continue to our next presentation. Next, we have up the American Red Cross Central and Southern Ohio region. And we're going to be joined by Angelique Carlson, and she's the Southern Ohio Regional Director for the American Red Cross. She is an Army vet and a military spouse and a mother of a veteran. So we thank you very much, just as we thank all the veterans that are joining us today, but we thank you for your service. And I know that you believe that all of that experience has given you a deeper understanding of what some of the needs are of our military community. So we appreciate that very much. Thank you for joining us. And Angelique, it's over to you.
Excellent. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks. I always get nervous when I start to share slides that I can't see my volume, so I wanted to make sure. Hello, everybody. I'm Angelique Carlson from American Red Cross, and I am a veteran, married to a veteran, and my son's also a veteran. But one of the things that was interesting to me is that although I was a veteran, until I worked at Red Cross, I really didn't know all of the programs and services available to veterans through the American Red Cross. I knew that Red Cross did emergency communications. I've received and sent Red Cross messages, but I didn't know all of the things that were available. And Red Cross has been doing this for about 140 years, reaching out to service members, veterans, and their families. And we continue to do that 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. We are on over 30 installations around the world, including deployed in places like Iraq, Kuwait, and Djibouti. And we're in offices all across the United States. You've probably seen us one or two places. Oh, and this slide just tells you everything that I just said, but here's some pictures of some places we've been and some things that we've done. This is stuff that is available to military families. And one of the things that I love about Red Cross is that Red Cross considers you a veteran if you've served one day. It's more than 9 out of 10 Americans do, so it's important to us. So whether you've served one day or like my husband, 26 years, you're still a part of the Red Cross family and seen as a veteran. We also serve veterans no matter what their discharge. So some organizations aren't able to support veterans if they have, for example, other than honorable or dishonorable. But you served and we're here to support you. Other things that are important to know about Red Cross and military service is that Red Cross, your family are the people who you love and support and that love and support you, so they don't have to be biologically or legally related. And for reservists or guard families, it doesn't matter if you've been activated or not. The services are still available to you. And then you probably see us at your events when you return home. But one of the things that I wanted to share is this number, the 877-272-7337. That is the Hero Care Center, and it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can call them on New Year's Eve at midnight, and there will be caseworkers there. And they are able to help with things like finding housing assistance or utility assistance. Or I had a veteran who called and their water heater blew up. So we helped find services in the community that could help. And the best part is that the Red Cross caseworker still help, but they're going to listen because you might qualify for things that you know about. And then, of course, there's also, you'll see us in military medical centers. So our volunteers volunteer at the VA, they volunteer at military treatment facilities like on Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, all the way to the Ohio Veterans Home. And also, I love the Red Cross because we've moved for 26 years. So I could PCS from one location, say goodbye to everyone I volunteered with, but then pick right back up at the next Red Cross at our next duty station. And then Red Cross also has wellness programs that are at no charge and can be held on site. Or we have them virtually twice a month. And so here's a little bit about our wellness programs. They're available virtually and in person, so you can contact me. My contact information is on the last slide and will be available in the recording. And then the virtual opportunities are the first and second Thursday of every month at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So gives you a chance to get the kiddos in bed, get dinner over with, and just settle in. They're led by licensed clinical behavioral health providers. It's not therapy. It's kind of a group to talk about what works for you or what's not working and get ideas from each other. And like I said, they're free. It's my favorite number because I am a mom of 3. Oh, it says it's paused. Hold on 1 second, friends. There we go. I hope that you see the slide get involved. So there are opportunities to do things with Red Cross. I love being a part of my community, and how we do that is through programs like Compassionate Contact Corps, where you are paired with a veteran from the VA, and you just make a once a week social phone call. You can talk about anything you want. You can build a great relationship with folks. There's also volunteering in the hospital, and of course, service to armed forces casework. It never stops. We do everything from welcoming families as people get on the bus at MEPS to go to basic training or to deploy, all the way to those emergency cases. And then we also have opportunity for youth. So Youth Action Campaign folks can get involved, and each year there's a different topic about why Red Cross values are important. Why do we care about the Geneva Convention? It's something I wanted my kids to know, because things like that are what keeps all of us safe. And then this is me. So that's my contact information, and you can reach out to me. I'm available on all the devices to talk about opportunities, whether it is volunteering or ways that I can support you or your community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Angelique. And I do have a couple of questions for you. One of the questions that was submitted was just a little bit more information on the topics that you all offer in your wellness program.
Sure. So I'll give you, I know there's a dozen. I'll try and briefly touch on them. One of my favorite classes is mind body. So it's kind of noticing what's going on in your body and how to combat that as quickly as you can. So kind of take your day from a, oh, I'm so stressed out 8 to a, okay, I can handle this 5. And then there's another class that goes further than that, that talks about journaling, that talks about fitness and taking care of your body. There are classes on effective communication, which has really helped, especially as my husband returned from stuff, because there's kind of a resettling of all those relationships. And to be honest, it was really helpful when he retired, because it was a brand new life for us. Other classes are stress solutions, creating calmness, and there are even classes for kids. So connecting with kids and helping teens kind of handle the stress of military life.
Perfect. And then I have one other question as well, and they were curious about whether you have actually military Red Cross caseworkers. You have caseworkers that are trained specifically to assist the military.
Yeah. So we have caseworkers that work on 3 different levels, or the folks that greet new families at MEP. So they call them and make sure they understand, hey, welcome to the military, and these are the benefits and services that are available for you, and also help them understand Red Cross messages. You use it, and how does it work? Our second level is the emergency communication, so death, illness, and injury. And then that third level is called community critical cases. And so that's where you're reaching out to help families find assistance, because man, that is rough when you're in a new area. And that the same services apply for veterans. So we want to make sure that veterans know this is available to them and free to have someone help find resources. So give me a call if you're interested, I'm serious, or email me and we can get you volunteering to help with SAF casework. It never slows down. There's always a busy day in the military.
Thank you once again, Angelique, for representing the American Red Cross and joining us today. We look forward to since you're new to the area, I just want to say welcome again, and we look forward to a really great partnership between DSCC and Central and Southern Ohio Region American Red Cross.
Thank you.
Our next presentation is going to be from the Franklin County Veterans Service Commission. And they're going to be represented by Joe Finley, who is a retired First Sergeant, United States Army. Thank you so very much for your service. Joe's career spanned active duty in the Army and Ohio National Guard. And those are his service organizations. So we're glad to welcome one of our Ohio natives that's a veteran to talk to our other veterans about some of the different services available with the Franklin County Veterans Service Commission. Welcome, Joe.
It should be this one, right? No, that one. All right, so thank you for having me. Again, my name is Joseph Fridley, and I'm with the Franklin County Veterans Service Commission. So as you see, our agency helps veterans here in Franklin County Veterans Services, and we have a strong history of supporting veterans and their surviving spouses. We've been around many years, as you see, back to 1862. So VSCs have statewide impacts. Every county has one. Each of us provides financial assistance, but our financial assistance programs are determined by the commissions of those agencies. So what we provide would be different than what Delaware County could provide. So you would have to check with each of your agencies to see what assistance that they can provide to you. Every agency also provides VA claim assistance, where we help veterans file their claims, initial claims to get their compensations or increases, or help with the appeal process. Everyone also does medical appointment transportations. Our agency here for Franklin County, since we have a large veteran population, we provide Speedway gas cards, bus tickets, and we also have a taxi cab program to get veterans back and forth to their appointments. So who are we and who do we serve? As you see, we take care of the veterans, their surviving spouses, and their dependents. We are staffed here by veterans and their family members. So all of our service officers and veteran benefit specialists are veterans. And then most of our staff members are veterans or are affiliated with a veteran. We provide emergency financial assistance, support with their VA benefits, transportation, and we also have here a dental program and a vision program with our county. A lot of people at the VA, you cannot get dental unless you're service connected or you're 100%. So we find that a lot of our veterans here in Franklin County don't have dental insurance or dental care. So we have a program that we help pay for that dental to get that taken care of, and not only for the veteran, but also for their spouses. And the widows and widowers also qualify for that program. All of the eligibility is defined by the Ohio Revised Code, as you see. The big criteria is that they have to have an honorable or general discharge under honorable conditions, had to be served on active duty. So veterans that have just served under training purposes do not qualify. And they also have to be a resident for 90 days in that county. We cannot differentiate from those criteria. There's no income limitations. We get a lot of questions about that. I make too much money, you can't help me. So our emergency financial assistance is not income based. If you have that need and you gotta get some situation, you just fell behind in your rent, you'll apply and we look through it, do the interview and see if we can help you. Some of our programs are income based, but not our financial emergency needs. So for VA benefits and claims, we basically want to link all our veterans to their earned benefits. We can also help request to get their DD-214s, their service records, discharge upgrades. Like I said, we can apply for their compensations. We help the widows and widowers apply for DICs when the veterans pass away. For those veterans that were wartime era, we also can apply for their non-service connected pension. And then when they get that, if there's aid and attendance needed because of their medical needs, we help them apply for that. Survivors' pensions, burial benefits, their educations, their health care. We can also help get them enrolled into the VA healthcare system. All of our service officers are accredited. We go through the same accreditation that the employees of the VA does, the same as the DAV, American Legion, all of those. We hold POA for several of the different accreditations. Unlike the financial piece, you have to be a resident to get financial assistance. But when it comes to claim work, you do not have to be a resident of Franklin County. We can help anybody in the state of Ohio, outside the state of Ohio, on helping them with their VA benefits. We have a lot of people that work in Franklin County but live in other counties that will call and ask us to help them file their benefits. Again, just another repeat, federal benefits, you can see what we've already talked about. And then we also can help with the state benefits, Military Injury Relief Fund, the War Orphan College Fund, help with the retirement homes. As you know, we have 2 state retirement homes. We can help with the process and the application of getting veterans into those 2 homes. And then emergency financial assistance. We do help pay for rent, mortgage, utilities. We do provide food vouchers when veterans need assistance in food. VA medical appointments I talked about with the transportation. We do have a financial coach here who is a veteran. She's gone through training for coaching people, setting up budgeting, and those needs there. So that's a great benefit that we have here, because a lot of times that costs money outside here. This is free to the veterans and their family members to get that set up and get on a budget and help alleviate some of their financial burdens. So what our goal is basically what you see there, to help their quality of life, get them the assistance that they need, try to get them on the right track, and secure them in a better place where from what they've come into our office for. Emergency financial, critical steps of our financial assistance. You see, we've got to validate the DD-214 in residency. There's no way around that. We have several ways of trying to get a DD-214. We can request DD-214s for anyone, even someone outside of Franklin County. Timeliness of providing the needed documents. That's the key piece of our financial assistance. Getting the documents in that we need so we can get the application done. Our benefit specialists are really well equipped of helping our veterans to get through that process and getting those documents to us. And the faster the veterans get it to us, the faster we can get those applications done and get them approved at the lowest level. We have a 4-tier approval level. Our benefit specialist can approve up to a certain amount. Then it comes to my level, and then the assistant director, and then our board of commissioners if needed. 4 simple questions are right there. Is on qualifying for the agency. And the last one there, is there a need for financial assistance? That's the key one. A lot of times I encourage all the veterans and their family members, go introduce yourself to your county agency. Talk to them, take your 214, put it on file, just like the recorder's office. Put it on file with your local county agency. So that way you can find out what your benefits are. You may not need it now, but you may need it later. So you can see what is eligible, what you are eligible, and what do they offer in your county. So that way, when the time comes, you can say, oh, I can go there to get this, versus having that emergency need and not knowing where to turn to. Our contact information, our phone, fax, email, and website. A lot of information on our website. We also have a Facebook page. We put a lot of information out there. Right now, we're doing all applications currently by phone interviews, email, and fax. We're not seeing people right now face to face. We are doing appointments on a need base. And any questions?
I do have a couple of questions for you. One of the things that was asked was, and I think you answered most of it, what types of financial assistance, and do you have to be a previously serving vet, or can you actually still be a vet that's on service to receive assistance?
So you have to be a veteran that has served on active duty other than training. So your basic training and your individual MOS type training does not count as active duty. So you had to been on active duty. For the National Guard and the Reserves, you have to have been on called up to active duty and completed that type of active duty. The type of financial assistance, I'll speak to Franklin County. We do rent, mortgage, we do utilities, we do provide food assistance, we do car payment, car repair. We have a dental program, a vision program. Currently, we are running our holiday meal card program, which is a $200 voucher, $100 for Thanksgiving and $100 for Christmas. We're doing a winter clothing program where the veteran can get a $100 voucher to go buy winter clothing. And we have other types of programs where somebody's looking for a job and they just don't have the right clothes to purchase for that interview. We have some vouchers that we can do for that. But that's for Franklin County. So anyone that's living in a different county, you got to check your agency to see what they offer, because it may be different.
Thank you for that answer. I also have one other question, which is, I think, really important, because I know that you all have assisted me with this in the past. Are you all well connected with the other counties so that you have point of contacts and you can do that warm handoff if needed to another county?
Yes, we do. We do have a contact roster for each of the other counties. And we can, if somebody was to come into our office and we're not able to help them because they live in a different county, we do get them connected with that county. So that way they can help them out. And then if they're not eligible for our county because they didn't meet the requirements of the ORC, we get them connected with other partner agencies, Impact, the VOA, the Red Cross, stuff like that. We just don't leave them hanging out there. We have great connections with the other agencies out there.
So I think that answers that question for me, and I appreciate that, all of your information as well as the answers to the questions we received. Again, thank you for attending today, Joseph Finley.
My
And
pleasure.
thank you for your service.
Thank you.
The next presenter we're going to have will be from the Ohio Attorney General's Office. And this will be Ms. Daniela Murphy, and she is a consumer educator for the Ohio Attorney General David Yost Consumer Protection Section. That's a lot. And as a consumer educator, she serves the public and connects the public with the services that are available in her division. So thank you very much, Daniela, and I'll let you go ahead with your presentation.
Thank you, and I'm happy to be here today. As she said, I am from the Consumer Protection section of the office. What our section does is we want to ensure a safe marketplace for consumers. So we enforce certain laws related to buying a used car, seeing a store advertisement, or home improvement work. Some of the other services that the Consumer Protection section offers for Ohioans is if you have an issue with a business, you can file a complaint against that business. Our section offers an informal dispute resolution process. This is where a complaint specialist will be assigned to your case, and they will work with you and that business to try to get the resolution that you desire. You can also research businesses by searching complaints on our website. Our website, I will give you that information at the end of this brief presentation, but it is ohioattorneygeneral.gov. It's fairly easy to search those things on the website. There are some links where you can file a complaint. You can research tips about scams. You can also, we also offer a service on identity theft. If you are a victim of identity theft, we will work with the credit reporting agencies and debt collectors on your behalf to try to resolve that issue for you. Like I said, you can report a scam, or you can also report unwanted calls. There's a tab that says robocalls. You click on it on our website, fill out the information, and you can let us know your unwanted calls. What this does is our robocall enforcement unit was created about 1.5 years ago, and we want to make Ohio the hardest state for robocalls to get through. So we are trying to gather a database of those calls. So that is helpful for that unit. If for some reason you have an elder abuse victim, we have a service where our elder justice unit will help protect that older adult. They will work and access different criminal justice services. Part of our office is also the Bureau of Criminal Investigation, where they can work with them to try to help elder abuse victims. You can also request a presentation. I am a consumer educator, and we do virtual and in-person presentations all over the state of Ohio. Some of the presentations that we offer are on identity theft, on scams, also on scams that affect senior citizens. We offer a cybersecurity presentation. So we have a variety of presentations just to educate Ohioans on how to protect themselves from identity theft and scams. You can also request to receive publications from our section. That is very easy as well on our website. There is a tab right at the top of the website that says publications. You can click on it and go and find many different publications to also educate you about scams, identity theft, unwanted calls, and so forth. You can also go to ohioprotects.org. This is where you could file a complaint as well. You can learn more about robocalls. There's several small video clips on that website that will give you more information about robocalls. And this is how you can contact us as well. If you want to file a complaint with our office, you can do that either online, by phone, or in hard copy form by mailing the forms and the complaint to our office. We have a call center. They take calls from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And that number is 800-282-0515. And that's what I have for you today. Does anyone have any questions for me?
I have one question that came in advance, and it's the question about Service Member Civil Act. Are you all able to assist with service members that need to utilize the Service Member Civil Relief Act?
I don't believe so, but
Okay.
I do not know. So I can look into that and get back to you, and then you can put that up on the.
Perfect. I will do that. Then the other question that I had is, do you all track the different types of scams or identity theft that is prevalent among military members? Do you all have a special section that kind of looks at that?
We have one of my coworkers looks at all of the complaints regarding scams and does a scam report, I think monthly or at least twice a month. We can sometimes, go ahead and break that down into different categories, but I don't believe anywhere it is marked for military specifically. But we can obviously track that if we needed to, and somebody wanted to request those records.
Well, and I would say that I have in the past received a lot of great information from your office on an educational level that's gone out not just to my government account, email account, but also my private email account that has alerted me to different situations. And as we all know, it doesn't matter what your affiliation is. There are always people that are trying to take advantage of you. And sometimes our military folks are a little bit more vulnerable to that because they move around. So it's so important that we make sure that all of our members in our community know how to access your office and make sure that they can have the best information possible. So I so very much appreciate your joining us today, and thank you for a great presentation.
Thank you. Thank you.
So our next presentation is one that's going to be done by the Defense Supply Center Columbus Police, and it's going to be on the topic of installation access. This is an important topic of information because we have a lot of individuals, veterans, and family members that need this information to know how to access the installation. And in the last couple of years, there have been some changes to who's eligible to access a military installation. So we are very pleased to have two members of the DSCC Columbus Police, Officer Simon and Adams, and they've both served with the DLA Police Department for a number of years. Both Officer Simon and Officer Adams are veterans of the Marine Corps, and they work daily to serve and protect the DSCC community. Thank you both, gentlemen, for your service as veterans and your ongoing service as police officers.
Hi, Michelle. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much again for having myself and Officer Adams aboard here to talk about Defense Supply Center Columbus, some of our veterans services, and how we can, as veterans, and how everyone as veterans or current active or reserve military access the installation. A little bit about the installation. It's about 500 square acres. There's different amenities that we have to offer for veterans and current military and active duty members as well. We'll get into that. We'll also get into access control procedures, different hours for different gates, and different key numbers and locations of available services on center to our veterans today and for active military and reserve military. A couple of our key amenities that we have on center, a big one is our MWR Fitness Center. Swimming pool, I believe, is currently closed. It closed last year. I'm not sure what the plans are going forward to reopen that. Our most popular, and I think Officer Adams would agree, I know it's getting a little cold out right now, but is our Eagle Eye Golf Course. We have a lot of veterans and a lot of retirees and dependents of military retirees and active service members that use that daily. We have a rental center as well, where you can rent everything from a bounce house to they have different travel trailers if you're doing a move, getting out of active duty or relocating from a job. Some of our officers themselves have actually used them when moving to Ohio for work. Also available is the ICR gift shop and tickets office that is located in building 20. It's one of the larger buildings on center. Inside there, you can have tickets for discounted events. Disneyland is very popular. I know some of our own officers and supervisors have actually used, as military veterans, the Orlando package that they had out recently.
Another service that is available is the MWR RV and storage lot. They have secured long-term RV parking along with boats, trailers, as spaces available. They also have individual storage units. Along with that, you get base exchange privileges. They have the Class 6 liquor store there. You also have access to the barber shop and alterations department. All this information is available on the MWR website. It'll spell out all the eligibility and availability for these programs. And how to access DSCC. The main gate is located at 401 North Yearling Road in Whitehall, Ohio, 43213. Now, what is classified as a visitor? A visitor to DSCC is a person who has an unofficial or legitimate reason to access DSCC but does not have an authorized ID allowing unescorted access.
So with that, we get into, what is an authorized ID? Most commonly, as I talked about earlier, with military veterans, a lot of us are familiar with the Veterans Health ID card, which our kind neighbors who were on the call earlier at 420 James Road at Veterans Affairs are surely familiar with. Even if you're rated at 0% disability, you can still receive one of these cards. And that's if you're just a veteran. If you're a retiree, you can use your retiree card, or your dependent can also use their card as well. With the Veterans Health ID card, though, when you arrive on center, you initially want to get that enrolled into our DBID system. DBIDS is our Defense Biometric Identification System. It's just the system that we use to scan all the IDs that come onto center for security and vetting purposes. So once you come into DSCC off of 401 North Yearling, on your right-hand side as you come through the lanes and the gate, you'll see a little building with a red roof, and that's our visitor center or pass and ID center. If you ever need to renew a card as well, you can make an appointment or visit our website and renew your card. But to gain access initially, if you're interested in checking out the golf course, or if you're interested in rentals, or even the ITR ticket office, you're going to need to enroll that into the DBIDS data system.
The 401 North Yearling Road Gate is open and operated 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There is a pedestrian gate that is available. That's located at 3990 East Broad Street. That gate is open Monday through Friday from 0500 to 2000. Weekends and holidays, you can call our emergency dispatch number for access. That phone number is 614-692-3875. We also have the James Road gate at 320 North James Road. That gate is closed until further notice. And also a point of emphasis is firearms and weapons are strictly prohibited on center. And all vehicles are subject to random vehicle inspections. When you arrive on center, there is a base taxi shuttle that is available upon request at Building 61, the VPC, and at the pedestrian gate. You can have an Uber, Lyft, or taxi drop you off at the pedestrian gate, but Uber, Lyft, and taxis are not authorized to bring you on center. That's everything that we have from the police department. Do you guys have any questions?
Well, of course, I have a couple of questions for you, which have come in. One of the questions I have is, if I am a veteran and I'm gaining access to So we're just going to make sure we don't have any more feedback. If I am a veteran and I am gaining access to the installation with my veterans health insurance card, am I able to bring other people on the installation with me, or do I have to register them each time at the visitor center? How does that work?
With a VHIC card, you are authorized to bring 2 guests with you.
Now with that, this is in a separate vehicle, however, we do an inspection of that vehicle since they are not the primary card holder. If you were to sponsor these individuals on, you are considered escorting them. So you're responsible for their actions on center, the duration of their visit. But that's perfectly okay if you want to have them in the vehicle with you as you approach the main gate, or if you just tell the officer at the main gate, I'm escorting my friend, relative behind me in the vehicle, and then we'll just have you pull ahead, and then we'll have to do a quick cursory inspection of their vehicle. But yes, absolutely encourage any and all visitors to center, but just know that all vehicles, if they are escorted, are going to be inspected.
Okay, perfect. But again, if I have my family members in my vehicle with me, then we can drive through without a stop at the visitor center. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And approximately how long does it take you? Should I make an appointment? This is another question I have. How long does it take for an appointment to get my my D-bids entered into the system? Is that something that I just do the first time? And the other question that was part of that was, do I need to do that as a veteran at each and every installation, or can I do it one time?
With the Veterans Health ID card, it has to be registered at each individual installation. They do walk-ins at the VPC. They also do appointments. Their phone number there is 614-692-3131.
And that is located at the 401 North Yearling Gate.
And I will tell you that I have gotten a number of questions in the past about where that is located, because I believe the main entrance to DSCC used to be on Broad. And so now people need to be redirected, and note that it is now on North Yearling. So all of the information from this presentation will be available on the MWR webpage. Again, thank you very much, Officers Simon and Adams. We appreciate that you spent your time with us today to educate us a little bit more on how to gain access to the installation as a veteran. And thank you both again for your service as veterans.
Thanks for having us, Michelle. We appreciate it.
Very welcome. That is the conclusion of our presentations. I do have a little bit more information for those of you that are attending, whether you're attending as a presenter on installation and you're a veteran, or whether you're a member of our greater DSCC community, veteran community. We would encourage you to please stop by the ITR gift shop anytime between December 1st and December 31st and show proof of service to get a free gift from the Girl Scouts of Ohio's Heartland. They'll have a token of appreciation there and thank you for your service. The other thing that I want to make everyone aware of is that if you register your visit at our virtual Veterans Information Fair, November 5th through December 5th, 2021, you will be entered to win a $50 MWR gift certificate redeemable at our rental center, ITR gift shop, tickets excluded, or the Eagle Eye Golf Course. So please, if you are on the call and you have lots of friends and acquaintances that are in the veteran population, please spread the word. We'd like as many veterans to be able to participate in both of those acknowledgements of their service, whether it's the ITR visit for the token from the Girl Scouts, or again, that drawing for a $50 gift certificate. Those are both brought to you courtesy of MWR and the sponsors that have help us with this particular presentation. Again, to all of the presenters that participated, thank you so very much. To all of our veterans that are online with us, whether you are a participant or whether you are in the audience, thank you so very much for joining us. I always like to encourage everyone to please take advantage of all of the different ways of connecting with MWR, which we're displaying right now, so that you can stay aware of the latest programs, facilities, and services that we have here on MWR, DSCC MWR Columbus. So thank you for your service. Thank you for joining us. And I will say out from MWR Welfare and Recreation.